Hi everyone, how you all doing? Now, I decided to write all this down, so I mean, it's not going to look ideal going there and then there, but I'm just going to do that anyway, so you'll have to excuse me. Alright, I'll start from the beginning. Hi everyone, how are you all doing? I hope you're all well in these peculiar times. It's been 2 years since my last upload. A lot has changed since then. I had luscious ginger locks and Corona was just a weak lager you put fruit in to feel a bit Mexican, so quite a lot has changed, except from the fact I have time to kill sat in my car in sunny Manchester, so I thought I'd make the most of it. I'll address the documentary in a minute, but I just wanted to say that I did have aspirations of being a YouTuber. Then I consumed content by the likes of Mr. Beast and True Geordie, and their production value and professional looking videos just put me off. So then I discovered people like Blue Van Man and Rate My Takeaway, and they do a great job with no production value and very little editing, so I thought I'll give it another go. So the last video I did was a review of a workout program called DDPY, something I've fallen off the wagon with, to be honest. I was single when I started doing it, and then I got a girlfriend and became happy and content and started eating loads and loads and loads of food. Now I need Diamond Dallas Pace to shame me into doing it again. I'm definitely going to start again because at the minute I'm walking upstairs and getting out of breath. So I was amazed at the amount of views that video got and the number of likes and positive comments. I thought I'd give it another go. So straight to the review. The other night I was scrolling through Amazon Prime and Wayne Rooney's big red Scouse face was staring right back at me, so I instantly decided to watch, as he's one of my favourite players of all time. In the documentary we get on-the-field insight into Rooney's development as a young boy in the Everton Academy through to his current tenure managing Derby County via his most well-known stint as a player and becoming a legend at Manchester United. Does that make sense? Yeah. Off the field, we learn about his character from family members, from rough beginnings on a council estate in Liverpool to alcohol-infused escapades with his wife Colleen. Not with his wife. Alcohol-infused escapades his wife Colleen isn't particularly fond of. Oh, by the way, this review does contain spoilers. He ends up retiring and managing Derby County. As a documentary, it's beautifully shot. It digs deep into what makes Rooney tick as a man and as a footballer. He has revealing interviews from fellow professionals played with and against, such as Rio Ferdinand, Gary Neville, who sets the tone of the interview with the best quote of the show. He threw a lot of punches, but they were punches that would deserve to be thrown or something. I should have got that right, really. Who else is in the interview? Thierry Henry, and then managers like David Moyes, Jose Mourinho, and Sven-Goran Eriksson. Although there is an obvious absence of a certain Scottish manager who apparently Rooney didn't want on the documentary. So, read into that what you will. So, even if you don't like football, you'll still enjoy this documentary. The film shows that Rooney is the last real street footballer from a 90s culture when kids played football on the street every night after school. His desire to win was pretty astonishing, as he admits he would cheat to do so. The self-belief he displayed would be deluded for a lot of people, but he had the talent to back it up. He was telling himself, I am the best player in the world, before Euro 2004, and at 16 he said he knew he was the best player in the Everton squad. We see footage shot like a Hollywood film of the build-up of the now infamous game against Arsenal, in which he scored his first Premier League goal at Sweet 16, looking like a 35-year-old man. In the interview, he said he was amazed at how big all the Arsenal players were, and he was in awe of them. But the footage shows that this doesn't support the claim. He was bullying the great Arsenal team of the early 2000s, full of men twice his age, some of which had won a World Cup. At 18, he got his first taste at an international tournament, Euro 2004, and as I've already said, he told himself he was the best player in the world. The footage of him in the France game from that tournament was mesmerising, where most players, even in their 30s, would show respect for players like Zidane, Henry and Thuram. Rooney didn't care about their credentials. The footage from the match backed this up, as he hacked down Zidane physically and humiliated Thuram with his sublime skill. The film brings back great nostalgia from a pre-social media age by which everybody in the country rejoiced in having this new baller in the team. A player with the skill of Gascoigne and the aggression of a bare-knuckle boxer. He was hailed as a white Pele, but Rooney stated he didn't want to be compared to no one and wanted to be his own man. He had an incredible ability to block out any noise and perform to the highest calibre. Tragically, injuries struck halfway through the tournament and England were knocked out. There's no doubt if Rooney had stayed fit, England would have won that tournament. As I've said, the footage of him is spine-tingling. It's really good footage. All the match footage is just incredible. I'll never get my head around just how young he was, because he looked like a man. He did look like a man even at 16. He dealt with the move to Manchester United at 18 with maturity beyond his years. He and Colleen said they have always had to grow up faster than everyone else. Having that level of fame since 16 has been very tough on them, not to mention all the death threats he received from leaving Everton. The footage, again Hollywood-esque and unseen, well, unseen by me at least, depicted the build-up of Wayne's Man United debut and the match, shot in a way that you don't appreciate just how fast and ruthless the game of football is with those camera angles. He scored a hat-trick on his debut, including a free kick. Who does this kid think he is? With all these Man United legends around, he's able to say, right, I'm having this free kick. He ends up winning all major trophies with Man United, as well as taking over Bobby Charlton's record to become the highest scorer in the club's history. And that wasn't just the club in which he achieved this accolade. He was also top scorer for England, even though many say that he never achieved with the national side. Despite all this, I would argue that he underachieved. He had the potential to at least be mentioned in the same breath of Lionel Messi and Cristiano Ronaldo. But as the film indicated, press and his love for alcohol hindered him into levelling up to that degree. He had the potential to drag England to World Cup victory and the potential to be lifting the Ballon d'Or, and in that regard, he underachieved. Maybe the press should have left him alone. Maybe he shouldn't have drank and treated his body like a temple a la Cristiano, who looks 50 years younger than he is right now. I don't really have much interest in turning this video into an episode of Loose Women, but as it featured heavily in a documentary, I'll talk about the affairs and relationship with Colleen reluctantly. I found it odd the way Rooney spoke about these incidents, as if it was a complete accident. He sounded like an old person who can't help having fools when he is unsupervised. He obviously enjoys that aspect of his life, and he shouldn't really manipulate Colleen into acting as if these affairs are completely involuntary and that he absolutely has no control over what he's doing. It's up to her if she should take him back or not. I have no interest in whether or not they are together or if they're secretly really unhappy. I was watching this documentary because I'm in awe of his playing ability, not because I want to watch Hollyoaks. If I want to watch Hollyoaks, I'll just watch Hollyoaks. So I don't need to know all about, their marriage, really. His desire to win goes a bit too far on a number of occasions, as he admits to wearing big studs against Chelsea to injure opponents. He can't switch off, as we see him arguing over a game of snakes and ladders with his family that really didn't look like fun. Much to his young son's dismay, see, I'm new at this, Rooney ended up winning despite his young son, who's absolutely distraught and is crying his eyes out. Rooney winds him up more and more when a father should really be saying, I'm sorry, son, but you're going to win every time. We'll play again, maybe you'll win next time. He just kept winding him up and he enjoyed doing so, really. It was really bad. He just kept going, I won, you go to bed. You go to bed. I won. Hey, you go to bed. And it was light outside as well, so it can't even have been that late. Yeah, Colleen looked fuming. So this snakes and ladders incident was my least favourite characteristic of Wayne in the film. Generally, he's a likeable bloke despite some of his shortcomings. Maybe because of his playing ability, he gets more of a pass. Particularly in this day and age, we should not be putting footballers on pedestals after some recent controversies. Obviously don't need to name them, but there's been two in particular recently. He's a one-off, and I don't think we'll ever see another player like him because kids don't play on the street anymore. The only athlete I can think of who is similar to Rooney in self-belief, hard-working, having that rough edge and being like a mentality monster is Tyson Fury. People say I look like Tyson Fury. Let me know in the comments what you think. Henri said we don't appreciate him. And that's probably true. If Rooney was Italian or good-looking, he'd probably get the credit he deserves as a player. But despite being the greatest English player I've ever seen, I think he underachieved. And that has to be a compliment considering his trophy haul and record-breaking numbers. All in all, a great sports documentary on an incredible yet flawed athlete. Not only one of the best footballers, but the best sportsman we've ever produced. Go and watch it. Really good documentary. Gets a thumbs up. Thanks for getting all the way through this video. Like, share, and subscribe. Can't even do the YouTube things properly. Start again. Thanks for getting all the way through the video. Like, share, and subscribe. Comment down below. What did you think of the documentary? Is Rooney underrated? Overrated? England's greatest player? Get involved in the comments. Cheers. Hopefully, I'll see you within the next 2 years. 10 minutes, that'll do. Bye.